In 1927, Pastor George Jeffreys came to Glasgow. He had already conducted crusades throughout Britain and had established many churches in England and in Wales. And he came to Glasgow to conduct a crusade here. At this corner, the corner of Ballater Street and Moffat Street, which was then called South York Street, stood the St Mungo Halls. This hall held probably around about 1,000 people. And the first couple of nights there was very few people there. But once the news got around that Pastor George Jeffreys was having a divine healing crusade and people were being healed, it turned out that hundreds of people then started to come to this building. Then many people were converted, many people were saved, many people had their lives completely changed and transformed through the preaching of Pastor George Jeffreys. It's a miracle, and as far as the newspapers were concerned, they'd never experienced anything like this in the history of Glasgow. In the way that churches were run in those days, there was never anything like a Pentecostal church had been established. We're now going to move on to another area of Glasgow where we come to the City Temple, which we will speak about there. After the crusade in the St Mungo Halls was finished, the Glasgow Elim Church tried to be established in Glasgow, but unfortunately they couldn't get any premises to call their own. And they had to worship in hired halls in Gardner Street and also in the Woodside halls up near St George's Cross. After that, in 1930, Pastor George Jeffreys was able to purchase a building standing right in this corner where I am at the moment, and it was called the City Temple. This is a picture of the church which was built here, and you can see from it was a fair size. And this church was filled every week with hundreds of people over the years. And we can see that at that time, the Glasgow church was thriving. But unfortunately, the later end of 1939-40, Pastor George Jeffreys decided to leave Elim, and they then went to form the Bible Pattern Church. And because the City Temple at that time was, the trustees were all members of George Jeffreys' team, they owned the building. So the Glasgow church was left without a building, while George Jeffreys and a large number of the congregation all left the City Temple, and then they had to go and find other premises. We'll move on to the next set of premises, which are in Boswell Street, and we'll speak about them there. After George Jeffreys left Elim, after a disagreement with the Executive Council, it meant that we had to vacate the premises in the City Temple in Bass Street. We then moved to temporary premises here in Boswell Street, where was situated the Christian Institute. It was a multiple complex of halls and rooms, and we were able to use them on a Sunday morning for the morning service and also for the Sunday school after it. But unfortunately, we had to take different premises on a Sunday evening, which were situated over in East Campbell Street near the Barrows. And that's where we will move next, to show you just exactly where the hall was that we worshipped in on a Sunday evening during the early 40s. As I said already, when we used to worship in the Christian Institute, we had to have premises on a Sunday evening for our Sunday evening services. So we were able to hire a hall over in East Campbell Street, which is right next to the Barrowland and the Gallowgate. And it was here that we held many meetings, either on a Sunday evening or during the week. There was Children's Sunshine Corner and different activities all going on. But as time went on, we thought that we would move to some other premises of a better quality and give us more facilities. So eventually we found a premises over in Govan Hill, and we were able to go over in Govan Hill and take over the rent of a Catholic Apostolic church. And that was in Butterbiggin Road, and we will go over there shortly and we'll speak about that there.